Hello, it's me, Sarah G. It's it's 888 today, so it's the Lion's Gate. And I confess to not knowing a ton about Lion's Gate. I've been seeing and hearing about it, and I've definitely been feeling the energies of like the last couple weeks, and you know, I just like if you've seen any of my other recordings, I'm just really pushed to record today. And as I was trying to do my other things and go about my life, I'm just really being pushed to record. So I sat down and I got my little burning pot burning like I do, and I just started writing, and I was given a list of energies to run. So that's what I'm going to do. You know, I do know that in numerology, 8 is a number of abundance. Um, I think of infinity, right, on its side, and yeah, and so that is something that I've been hearing and feeling is the opportunity to create the manifesting possibilities. There's been a lot of challenges too. Yeah, we embrace those, right? We embrace those. And I know every morning I've been setting my intentions for the day, and I've been feeling them be fruitful. Yeah, I've been setting a lot of intentions around alignment and prosperity, but not just in money, right? Although I could use some money, but prosperity in health, and prosperity in friendship and love and in alignment, right? Alignment with myself and alignment with my partner, and it's a powerful thing, you know, to be moving in alignment and in harmony. And so it's something I'm calling in for myself, and something that I offer to you, and I call in for you. And so, yeah, we'll just get to it. I'm going to be running sacred activations, and yeah, I got my list. So let's see what we see. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna begin by running the Lord Metatron activation. And so, the Metatron activation is a foundation activation for sacred activations. Here we go, right? Activation being the word of the day. And Tamara Oviatt, the founder, the woman who brought these energies in, talks about being called to the Akashic records, and when she was there, a being presenting themselves to her, and when she's like, "Who are you?" Right? What she heard and what she saw was this being Sam Lord Metatron, and she experienced these like seals coming in through her head, and he said, "You're crystalline, and now I'm going to help you go forth and help others become crystalline." And so these energies that are coming in right now through this recording really aid in the transformation and in navigating the energies that come through, and connecting to your own creator. I'm going to be making another recording here soon with just the foundation activation. So there's 3 of them. It's Lord Metatron, the Moses codes, and Christ consciousness. I'm going to make a recording with those 3 activations. Is that correct? And so I'm going to have that separate, and I'll post that to my YouTube page. I'm going to run Christ consciousness right now. I teach this work, and right now my mind is just questioning, wait, is that correct? Is that correct? And being told to just trust it. So oh. This energy, the Christ consciousness, is um, is one of unconditional love. That's it, of the Christ, right? You know, the more we're able to bring that energy in and to embody that energy in ourselves, the more it radiates. You know, the it's the sense and the truth of the more you shift yourself, all of that around you will shift. Your daily experiences will shift. It can feel as though the people around you shift, the way that they behave shifts, but it all starts inside, right? We're co-creators. We're co-creators. I'm going to begin running a planetary alignment. What I'm hearing to say is that it's a bit of a deactivation, really. And so what it does is it disconnects you from being ruled by the stars, right? I mean, we are, right, in some ways, of the stars, yeah? And and sometimes when we hear Mercury is in retrograde, right, then everything's going to go wrong, and we have that sense that everything's going to go wrong, and we can carry that with us. What this energy is doing is disconnecting you from being ruled by those things. And I hear, may your planets always be aligned. Yeah? And this energy is going to continue running, but I'm going to add in, what if miracles happen? And that's just as it sounds, you know. What if miracles happen? What if miracles happen daily, right? But what if that thing that you're really trying to call in, you know, that seems so unobtainable, what if it happens? What would you do with it? And this energy is to prepare you to be able to live your wildest dreams, right? To are you afraid that you would fumble it? You know? No. Not only are you worthy, but you're also capable. Yeah. Okay, we're going to run Prison Planet. This is another deactivation, okay? You know, this kind of goes in line with, you know, whatever that programming is that tells us it's supposed to be hard. You know, and for the people who want to get out of here, who feel imprisoned here, and that's the way that it has to be in this plane. This unplugs that. I've had some powerful and scary moments with this one in training. I've heard things leaving my system, beliefs I didn't know that I had, life paths and existences that I didn't realize I thought I was going to have to live, you know. But they were just belief systems that I didn't realize I had. I'm proud to say I don't believe those things anymore. And those situations, although I don't deny that it was painful realizing them and then coming out of them, they no longer rule me, right? There's no suffering around it. There's no daily suffering around it. But it was with this one. It was with this one. Oh, we're going to run angel power. And we're going to run Motherboard. This is, both of these are activations around agency. Yeah. Just getting a little close there. Okay, I'm being pushed to say this. So these energies are still running. And I'm being pushed to say that I'm going to be kind of overdue. All right, I already have it all written out. To put a video up about in matters of the heart. And yeah, originally I thought it was going to be about the heart chakra. But it just kind of turned out like, what is it that keeps us from receiving love? What is it? And yeah, and so it's gonna be that's gonna be, I'm recording that shortly. In matters of the heart, working on the heart center. Running timeline in parallel universes. Timelines. Okay, I'm going to run an energy called Who Am I? Who am I to receive? Who am I in this greater story? It's easy to feel nameless. It's easy to feel unimportant. But really, you never know who it is that you've affected. On the daily, man. Little bird just flew by. But truly, on the daily, you never know who you affected by smiling. You know, you were affected by a kind word. By letting them get in front of you, right? When they put their blinker on in the car. As silly as that sounds. But you never know, you know, especially when we're mired in our own stuff. You know, I offer this though. I do pray that, you know, that some semblance, some whisper of somebody you've affected comes back to you. That you get to hear that unexpected, that unexpected maybe joy that you brought to somebody, maybe caring, you know, whatever it was. Like I pray that it comes back to you and you get to get wind of how wonderful you are, even when you didn't know, even though you weren't doing it for accolades. We're gonna run the Lion's Gate portal. It's a portal for prosperity, a portal for creation. Get very intentional. That's what I'm hearing. That we can manifest all sorts of things. Like manifestation is sort of a neutral word, you know? Get intentional in your words, in your actions, in your thoughts. Have grace for yourself. Always be gentle with yourself. Have compassion for yourself and for others. And intentionality. This is where our power lies. All right? We're not just some flotsam, some jetsam. We're not just like, we have the capability to not just be floating on whatever the energy is that's there. And I empower you to embody that, to check in with yourself. What am I thinking? What am I doing? And is it in alignment with who I am, who I want to be? You know? It's powerful. I'm running in energy, unicorns and dragons. This is also about empowerment. About your ethereal, your mystical power. Dragon energy has come to me, right? So that came to me years ago. I think it was 2017, maybe? It was 2016 or 2017. The first time I saw a dragon in my third eye, or my mind's eye. And it was interesting because a fellow classmate who actually introduced me to this work, he was practicing, doing a practice session on myself and a couple of friends, and remotely, right? And pre-Zoom days. And he ran all these energies, and I had all these visions, and it was kind of like for the first time in my life, like knowingly in my life, and it was very surreal to recognize both that I'm in a room, right? I'm in my bedroom and be seeing other things at the same time, and both things being true at the same time. And at that time, I was doing my angel work. I was doing IET, integrated energy therapy, and as part of one of the visions, I was sitting on my bed, just sitting cross-legged on my bed, and I felt my back arch. I was conscious with it, my back arch, and I could feel in my mind's eye, this part, right, up my spine crack open, like, and these wings come out. And it freaked me out because really I was doing angel work and I was thinking, oh, okay, so these are going to be like a vision, a symbol of my angel wings. Dude, that's not what came out. Like what I saw were dragon wings. And in my mind's eye, my neck grew and I blew fire. At the time, I didn't know what any of that meant. And when it was done, too, when the work was done and we're sort of doing the little talk back at the end, and the other women had had these other experiences, but I still felt where they felt good, and I didn't feel good. I felt sort of tense and strange, and I had these weird visions and dragons. That's dark, right? Like it wasn't anything that I expected. And I ended up having what I've later been told is like a Kriya, where you have this huge release and also a sort of reprogramming that happens in your system, where I just was laying on the balcony having this conversation, and what I saw in my mind's eye was like a shadow flying above. And again, I'm expecting it to be angelic, right? And it wasn't. It was the like the underbelly of a dragon. And as I was explaining this, it was like this dragon shadow that was sort of coming over. I just couldn't stop laughing. I started laughing and I did not stop laughing. It was probably at least, like 5 to 10 minutes of just laughing and not being able to catch my breath. And all that to say, just like backstory, right, for me. But what began to happen was I began to see dragons in my work, and then utilize them to clear spaces when I was learning about my own sort of abilities and where my gifts lie, and dragon energy, is a big part of that for me. And so yeah. So I associate dragons with empowerment. I associate dragons with power. Yeah. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and run a golden dragon activation. Run the golden dragon activation. Now, I know that story might have sounded strange. I'm okay with that because it's true. It's been part of my journey, and my journey has been a strange one. And I will say this. I later found that these things that I thought made me strange, that didn't quite make sense, are my strength. Yeah. I command energy now. You can do it too. I command it. And things happen, right? I would have friends and family members in other states, call me, and my cousin would call me and say, hey, can you help me? A friend's house they're having issues and there's a spirit there or something, and I don't know how to do that. But I used the skills that I had, like some of the tools that I had from learning sacred activations, and use those things to just connect to the space and like, let's try it. Let's see what happens. And then I would call on my dragons to clear the space. And then the person on the other side felt a difference. They felt the difference. And it was crazy. And the information that I would receive, turned out there was some accuracy in it. There was accuracy in it, right? That's crazy. It's not crazy. And it is, right? It is kind of. Well, I posit this. It's not because I'm special. It's because I have these tools. And I believe anybody can have these tools, and that your tools might look a little different than mine. I encourage that. I'm excited by that. Like, how do your tools work? What does your power look like, right? What color is your dragon? How do you call your dragon? I'm going to run the Mother Earth activation. Thanks for hanging with me. This is a long one. Give this just a second. I'm going to run the Quan Yin activation. Now, it's funny, right? Because Quan Yin is like, you know, the goddess of mercy. And when I was in a class, and I think it was actually timelines and parallel universes, and I was in that class, and we were calling in what energy, what God, what goddess, what archetype, you know, energy do we want to call in? And one of the ones I asked was Quan Yin, you know, always on this journey striving for compassion. It's part of what I'm doing, you know, and it's a compassion for myself, compassion for others, and the strength that's in that compassion, right? Outside of judgment, moving out of this thing of judgment, right? Which so often, you know, comes from a self-judgment, you know, the mirror. But I always remember the practitioner on the other side said, don't forget that, you know, Quan Yin is the goddess of mercy, but she also rides a dragon. And sometimes you've got to be fierce, you know, for those who can't protect themselves. Now, these energies are going to continue to run. They're going to run in perfect time. If you feel like something is shifting, and it's shifting fast, or it's too uncomfortable, you're in charge. You can either say, hey, let's do this fast and dirty, like let's move this stuff out, let's move these programs out now. Or you can say, slow down, that's too much. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. You're in the driver's seat, okay? I'll go ahead and invite you down into Mother Earth, however it is that you ground. Today I'm going to go into the heart chakra of Mother Earth. I'm going to set the intention that all of these energies integrate with ease and grace and joy and fun, and that they be joyful, peaceful, powerful, though. Powerful. I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Always I say thank you. I say thank you to the energies. I say thank you to my guides. And I say thank you to you for showing up, for trusting me, for watching this video. Yeah? So, happy Lionsgate, y'all. I'm Sarah G.